Hey, what's up? This is Joshua. It's a gorgeous day out in Minneapolis today, and I was thinking about creativity and confidence and the myth that confidence is a dangerous thing for doing creative work. So yesterday I think I read a piece on Medium by M.G. Siegler. And in it, he was taking a couple quotes from a recent, I believe, New York Times interview with Steven Spielberg about this idea of that confidence leads to mediocre work or an undue amount of self-confidence. And what was interesting to me is that the quotes that he brought out didn't support that at all. So basically, what Spielberg had said was that every time he makes a sequel, the sequel is not a good movie, and the reason it's not good is because he goes into it super cocky with the idea that the movie has earned a sequel, it performed super well, people want to see a sequel, and therefore he doesn't have to kind of worry about it. Like, he just kind of wanders into it with this sort of sense of entitled ego or whatever. Now, I will not deny that all Steven Spielberg sequels suck, but all Steven Spielberg movies suck, so I don't know what's the point of even kind of discussing that part. But what he talks about is this idea of, he goes into these movies and he doesn't phone it in, but he doesn't try as hard as when he's doing, I don't know, a Schindler's List. Now, there is a sense of cockiness there and ego and confidence, but you notice one thing is missing from those statements. There's nothing about art or process in those statements. And if anything, what it sounds like is when Steven Spielberg makes up a sequel, all he's thinking about is pragmatics, money, economics, audience. He's not thinking about process, story, characterization. I would almost wonder if that's why his sequels always have sort of trendy actors at that moment, because he's like, well, we're making a sequel, we should get some hot new actors instead of getting like the people that are maybe the best candidates for the job. So in Steven Spielberg's view and in M.G. Siegler's view, the culprit here is confidence or cockiness. But to me, it sounds like the culprit is laziness, ignoring process, not doing what needs to be done. And I think that's the culprit in most shitty creative work. It's always this idea of abandoning the process, doing some bullshit project. This is where terrible art comes from every day. Terrible music, terrible all kinds of stuff comes from the notion of being more concerned about audience and finances and economics than just about making art. And that has nothing to do with confidence. If anything, that has to do with a massive sense of insecurity and needing validation from exterior or external forces in order to make work. So people lately, they get a little bit annoyed with me that I advocate for egomania and massive amounts of unentitled or maybe unearned confidence in making creative work. Well, it's real simple. If you have a process that you believe in, if you have a process that works for you and makes work that is up to your standards, and if you have standards, then you've earned the right to have confidence. And if you understand that you have a long-term view of creative work, that over time you will build a body of work that will get better and better. And that you will continue to be engaged with your craft, engaged with your own work, engaged with the world around you. how could you not have confidence in what you're capable of? I walked out the door today. I've been shooting these videos for 6 months. I have the confidence that I'm going to come up with something to say and that it's worth saying. And even if it's not as good as yesterday's, who cares? Like, there's nothing about this. Like, I'm not trying to appease an imaginary audience or do something that will impress some third party or break some like YouTube record. I'm following the process. I have confidence in the results because of that. I think most art is hobbled not by confidence or ego. It's hobbled by insecurity and external forces. All right, thanks for watching.